Hello, strong people. Week 2, day 4 of America's Strongest Man Prep. It's our first event session of America's Strongest Man Prep. I have a lot to talk about in this first part here, so I'm going to try to speed through some stuff. Got circus dumbbell. No, not circus dumbbell. What the heck am I talking about? Sandbag toss. Here we go. I have allergies like crazy, I guess. I walk out here, my nose just fills up. But sandbag toss to start, bunch of singles at like 45, 50, I think. No squats, I don't think. So we got power runners and pin swings instead. So I'm excited to actually get to use the power runner. And then 8-second frame run for 30 feet. So 30 feet, as heavy as I can go in 8 seconds. I have no idea what that's going to be. Last time I used these farmers / frame setup for actual farmer's frame, I struggled with the weight. I struggled with like 600 or something, which should not happen. And then I went to use a different set of farmers, like 580 barbell or something, and it was much easier. So I think the handles on these are just kind of worn down. They're pretty rusted, but not in like a grippy way. Almost like whatever grip was on it's kind of gone. But that just makes you grip harder, so I'll make do with it. What else? Oh, and keg carrying load. I only have one keg that has anything in it. I don't know what it weighs, so I'll have to weigh it. And I don't have enough sand, or I don't have any lead shot to put in my other kegs I have here, so probably not going to use those. I would love to. I want to fill all these kegs up to what they need to be, but you can't just use sand in them because there's not enough space. You have to use stuff that's more dense, and I just don't have any lead shot to put in it, and lead shot's crazy expensive, so. There is a used Titan keg, loadable one, on Facebook Marketplace that I'm contemplating buying. It's a little bit different dimension-wise than a regular keg. It's actually like bigger in diameter. So in my brain, it would be harder to use, which is kind of what I want in a way. But quality-wise, it's Titan, so I don't know if it'll be that great. I don't know. Or I may have to look around local gyms, see what is. Oh, my wife back? I don't know. Might have been the wind. But, what was I saying? Oh, there might be another gym around somewhere, strongman gym, that has heavier kegs. I don't know of any, but I'll have to search. Because I would like to get, at least a comp run in or something on some heavier kegs. So, but if not, I'll just use sandbags. I think they're probably harder than kegs. I haven't used kegs enough to really know, but we'll make do. So, they did announce the weights for America's Strongest Man finally. So, I'll see if I can remember them off the top of my head. The press is the press. It's like 20-pound jumps. So that's that. The deadlift is actually a lot lighter than I thought. I think if I remember right, it's like 615, 665, 625, or 725, 750, 765, something like that. It's somewhere around those numbers. But it's well under 800, and I was expecting 800 or so for the last bar. So I don't know. It's lighter than I thought. And then what else? Frame into circus. 750 frame into a 220 circus dumbbell. The circus is pretty much what I thought. I figured the frame would be closer to 800 maybe. I don't know. Especially because it's 30 feet. I figured the frame would be a little bit heavier, but I guess not. Circus is kind of spot on. It's one of those weird events where either you're really good at it or you're really not. It seems that way, at least. I don't know. What else? Oh, the kegs. Pretty much spot on with those. 350, 375, 400. That's pretty much to be expected. All kegs 25 feet away from a bar. So I'll try to set it up like that today. I'm trying to think of how I want to do that in here. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And that's it. Everything else, the hoist is just, it's heavy. That's what that is. So I saw them using it at America's Strongest Man, so that was pretty cool. It's like this big like basket type of thing that you got to haul up. It's pretty cool. Bag toss, max weight. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, we got an idea of what we're aiming for now. Pretty doable. I think I have a chance of doing pretty good, but everybody else is probably thinking the same thing because it's America's Strongest Man and they're all going to be dogs there. And the last thing I want to talk about before I actually start lifting, I just watched Half Thor Bjornsson pull 510 kilograms at the Giants Live Mutant Deadlift World Championship. That is the greatest deadlift I've ever seen. I understand that Eddie beat the world record by 37 kilograms. It is not crazy to say that Thor could have beat his own record of 505 today by another 20, 25 kilograms. It would have rivaled the gap that Eddie set whenever he pulled the deadlift. That 510 was that stupid easy. I'm not kidding when I say he had another 20 kilograms in that. He could have went from 505 to 530 today. It literally speechless. There is not anybody on the planet that can touch that man when deadlifting. Not even close. It's crazy. And then he walks off and he says 550 kilograms is possible. I don't even doubt that. I have no doubt in the world after watching him do that. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, he's the strongest person ever. Like, literally. There's no way around that. Just an absolute freak. It blows my mind. I don't even know what else to say. And for those of you that don't know, the fact that he pulled 505 literally a month ago and 510 today, that makes that, what he just did, that much more impressive. I wish non-lifters could understand exactly what he's doing. At the absolute pinnacle of strength, peak strength that any human has ever lifted, he is beating things by kilograms, multiple kilograms. People complain about world records being broken by half a kilo. Strength doesn't work that way. You don't get to break records by dozens of pounds, dozens of kilograms. That doesn't happen. And he's doing it at the pinnacle. That is it doesn't make sense. So it hypes me up though. Let's actually lift. I've talked enough. All right. Not the best bag tosses. Of the ones I recorded, those first two ones were terrible. I woke up a little bit after that, but still not the height I need on something like that. I should be clearing that up a lot easier. I don't feel bad. I just don't feel like on today, which is kind of expected after. I mean, it's just a heavy prep, and I didn't sleep like I should have. I need to be more diligent about recovery and everything. Everything's got to be on for this trip. It's not like it doesn't have to be on all the time, but when you are dealing with heavier weights like this, like OSG was, it's all those little percents matter. So if I'm 1% off, that's the difference between, you know, 2nd place and 7th place. So I got to be better. That's all there is to it. I don't feel bad, you know. It's just I watched a podcast recently with Chad Coy and Dave Tate on Table Talk. They talked about like punching the clock. You know, like there's certain amounts of your workouts are going to be very good. You know, there's going to be days in here where you feel like invincible. Those are honestly few and far between. I mean, the more of those you can have, the better. But generally speaking, most days are not going to be like that. And then the same thing could be true for really, really bad days. You know, if nothing went right that day and it's just everything's bad, that happens sometimes. Can't really let that affect the next session. At least mentally. Physically, you can let it affect the next session because, you know, if you're just burnt out, you pull back a little bit. Just how it goes. Just, it's a feel thing. After you do it for a while, you kind of understand. But a lot of your days training are going to be just punching the clock, they said. Meaning you come in, you just do the work, you leave the gym, and you be done. You did what you needed to do as best as you could go, and that was it. And a lot of the time, that's what gets you to the next level, you know? Just being consistent with it. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be a bad workout. I'm just, you know, it's just a workout. I'm having fun. It's a Saturday. I'm just kind of enjoying training today, and I think that matters a lot more than, you know, worrying super hard about it being completely on point. So I'm having fun. Let's move on to whatever's next. I think it was the pin swings and power runner. So I'll probably show the power runner just because I haven't shown you guys that yet. And I don't really know what's what. I don't know. It's like 30 seconds, sets of 30 seconds. So I don't know exactly what weight I need to use for that. I don't know. It's going to be kind of a trial run type of thing. So let's just move on. That's a whole different thing when you get heavy enough and needed more weight. I like that. All right, that was... I take back everything I said about these farmers. I guess I just really sucked at grip then for 2 weeks in a row. Because that was, technically it's over 730 because of the connector pieces. I don't count those. I just count farmer's weight and the plates. So I'm calling it 730, but that's 20 pounds under comp weight. And that felt I don't want to say easy. But I could have held that. I know it, like, obviously there's strain on my face because I'm trying to move fast and I'm holding 730 pounds, but I could have held that. I could have stood there and held it for a little bit, which I did think about doing, but it's not in the program. I think I could do like 800 pounds on a frame. Obviously, this is 30 feet, so it's shorter than what we typically do, but I don't need to be, 50. I don't need to do a 50-foot run this time around. I got to do 30 feet. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. I have done, I guess I did train frame for Iron Grizzly, but we didn't get to do it in the show. So, that's the last time I trained frame/farmers. I've done, I've done, well, that was quite the stutter. I've done other types of grip training. I've done, obviously the rope pulls, the sled drags, arm over arm, whatever you want to call them, and the pin hold. So I have trained grip, but not this. I don't even know what to say. That's big. Now, here's the thing. If you are unfamiliar, if you don't compete in strongman or you haven't done too many shows or whatever, frames can be weird. No frame is exactly the same. So, the width matters, the pick height matters, the handles matter, handle size matters, like diameter. Weight distribution, some tilt a lot more forward. If they're made of wood, it could be a little bit off balance. There's a lot of little ins and outs. 700 on one frame could be easy. 700, well, I don't want to say easy, but easier than 700 on another. So, that's actually, I think, the heaviest. That's right around usually what I peak at for frame for shows. So to be able to come in here and do that day one of events for this show, that's a very good sign. There's a fly on my phone. We're good. All right, now we're good there. Did my hands tear open? No, they're fine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that, but that's cool. So moving on to the keg loads. I'm going to have to be a little bit more creative about this one. I don't really know what I want to do. I want to weigh this keg first, see what it weighs. And then I want to load it, but I don't want to break anything. I have a lot of horse stall mats lying around and some pads. I don't know. We got to do some creative thinking. I'm going to sit down. Why am I standing? Give me a second. Let me get comfortable here. Oh, that's much better. Oh, that actually feels... I haven't sat down in a while. Actually feels really good. That was a good workout. That was very good. I don't really know why it was so good. I don't know. Nothing was really as challenging as I thought it would be. Obviously, I didn't have like the full event session. Like, I don't know when it is I throw in the hoist. It might be next weekend, weekend after, something like that. But it was a good workout today. Came in feeling kind of flat. Whenever I feel kind of flat, and this goes for like anybody thinking about exercising or having a day where they don't want to go to the gym. And when you feel flat and you come into the gym, you're probably going to feel better once you start moving around. That's exactly what happens to me a lot of the time. I didn't really feel like I was ready to lift. I was having fun with it, but I didn't feel, overly strong, overly energized. I just felt like I was here having some fun, kind of hanging out, doing my stuff. And we woke up there a little bit for the frame. We kind of kept that energy going into, what else did I even do? The load carry thingy dingy. I'm happy. Percentage-wise, I think that was light. As far as it was supposed to be 85% of comp run. I don't have kegs that are that heavy. I probably should have done like the 300 and 350 bag, honestly. But that keg, I'm a little bit upset. It's pretty light. It's like 215 or something. I was really hoping it was like mid twos. Like 250 would have been okay. It's still a lot lighter than what we need show day, but make do with what you got. Trying to think of what. Yeah, going forward, I'll probably end up doing like a 300 bag and a 350. The keg is much easier to pick. I mean, it's got handles. I don't have to go the whole way down to the floor. I don't have to like kind of roll it in the same way you would a sandbag. It's just a solid object that you pick up. So I like that part. Obviously, that keg's very light, so it's not a super great representation of what I'll be feeling on a game day, and I can actually fit more weight in that. I don't know if I will because the top is all sealed off, so it'd be kind of a nightmare to do that. But we'll see. Maybe I will get at least one of my other kegs as heavy as I can, just to have something. So, but I understand that it's light today, but I'm confident with that event. Only having to move it 25 feet at a time makes it pretty easy. That event is, although heavier, I would say, I don't want to say it yet, but I think it's going to be a lot easier than like the like sandbag steeplechase we had to do before, where it's, pick a bag, run 25 feet. I've seen it different ways in different comps. But when I did it, it was pick a bag, run 25 feet, load it, come back, get the second bag, run it 25 feet, load it, go around, pick it again, load it again, pick it again, load it again after running 25 more feet. So over 100 feet of, there's 50. Let's do the math. 25, there's 50. 25. 75, all around, whatever that's going to be. 25, yeah, so like 150 feet total of running. This is literally going to be 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. I guess it's almost the same because there's a third implement. it still doesn't feel as bad. Plus, it's only 3 picks instead of 4, so I think it's, I don't know, it's going to be a fun event. I'm excited to do kegs instead of sandbags or anything else. And I've never had, I guess I have had a loading medley now, but I wouldn't mind more. I think loading medleys are, like, fun. They're always a part of World's Strongest Man, so it's a cool event. It's like a staple thing, and I haven't had a chance to do too many of them, so good workout. Not much else to say. I felt pretty bloated. I'm holding a lot of water weight. After that 4-day vacation thing where I don't want to say I ate whatever, but I definitely ate more food than what I normally would, and I didn't move nearly as much as what I normally would. Obviously I didn't lift. So came back a little bit fat, but we'll even it out. But I've talked enough. This video is going to be really long, so hope you enjoyed. Until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.